Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Hey guys, Alec DeLelio here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to play Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra on acoustic guitar. Now that was a little preview of what we're going to cover today. This is based off of my acoustic cover of the song, which I posted on my channel a few weeks ago. I've gotten a ton of requests to make a tutorial since then, so I hope this is helpful for you guys. Before we get started, know that all the chords that I review here will be tabbed out in the description of this video. The structure of the song is also laid out in the description of this video, so feel free to follow along there as we go. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to dive right into it because we have a lot to cover today. So first things first, there are 9 chords that you're going to need to know for this song. I'm going to go over them as best I can. I don't want to, have this be a 20-30 minute video, so I'm not going to go over every finger positioning here, but these are pretty common chord shapes, and they should be pretty intuitive if you have, tuned into previous guitar tutorials of mine, or if you have some experience with bar chords. So, first things first, we have an A minor 7. I'm playing this here with a root note on the 5th fret of the low E string, ring finger on the 7th fret here. Fly me to the moon. And that goes to a D minor 7 here. So that's a pretty natural transition, of course, because the A, as I said, is on the 5th fret of the low E string, and D is on the 5th fret of the A string. So you really just shift down, essentially, to go between those two chords. And for the D minor 7, we have our 7th fret of the D string with our ring finger, and our middle finger is going to be on the 6th fret of the B string. From there, we go to a G7, or G dominant 7, which I'm playing up here with a root note on the 10th fret of the A string. I've got my ring finger and my pinky on the 12th fret of the D and B strings, respectively. From there, we're going to shift all the way down to a C major 7, root note on the 3rd fret of the A string. And this major 7 position is 3, 5, 4, 5 are the frets I'm on. So I've got my ring and pinky finger on the 5th fret of the D and B strings, and my middle finger here in between on the 4th fret of the G string. So just to recap, we've got A minor 7, D minor 7, G7 down to C major 7. From there, we're going to take this exact same position, the C major 7 goes up to F major 7. Again, you're not changing the position here at all. If you watch my fingers, all that's happening is I'm sliding up 5 frets. So that should be a pretty intuitive transition. That F major 7 goes to the D minor 7, which we reviewed already at the beginning of the lesson. So that should be, should already be thinking about that one. F major 7, D minor 7, and now we're going up to an E major. So I'm playing this with my root note on the 7th fret of the A string, and my middle ring and pinky fingers stack right on top of each other here, all on the 9th fret. So I'm playing the middle 4 strings here, 7, 9, 9, 9. And that goes right back down to this A minor 7 where we started. So I like to think of this song, at least, the main section with the vocals, breaking it into 2 sections. So there's the Fly Me to the Moon, that whole section, and that kind of makes up half of it. And then the second half is the In Other Words. And so here is where we're transitioning into that second section. In other words, please be true. So we are going down from this E major to A minor 7, and kind of in the spirit of that transition, we're actually going to add our middle finger here to make this A minor 7 an A7. So E, A minor 7, and then you add the middle finger there partway through. You can do it like a hammer-on that way as well if you'd like. From here, we move into the In Other Words section, which starts on the D minor 7, which we've already seen a couple times. So you have D minor 7 to G7. And we played a G7 earlier, if you'll remember, up here. But for this section of the song, I prefer to play it with the root note on the low E string. So that's, of course, index finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string, ring finger on the 5th fret, and 5th fret of the A string, and middle finger on the 4th fret of the G string. And your index finger, by the way, should be barring here. So, in other words, hold my hand. So those last two chords were C major 7 and A minor 7, which we already covered. And then it goes through In Other Words one more time, and that's, this time around, it's going to be the same first 3 chords, D minor 7, G7, C major 7, but it ends on E. So that's a lot. I'm just going to review what we covered real quick here. A minor 7, D minor 7, G7, C major 7, F major 7, D minor 7, E, A minor, A7, D minor 7, G7, C major 7, A minor 7, D minor 7, G7, C major 7, E. So all those chords, that makes up kind of the meat and potatoes of the song. One more thing to note is that that whole section, the first time through, repeats twice. But the second time, which kind of leads into an instrumental section, the last 2 chords are different. So rather than ending on that C major 7 to E, you actually end on F minor 7 to C major 7. And so that F minor 7, I have my root note on the 8th fret, or F of the A string, ring finger on the 10th fret of the D, middle finger on the 9th fret of the B. You might recognize that position because that's the same position that we used earlier for the D minor 7. But anyway, you have your F minor 7 there, right back to the C major 7, which we've played throughout the song. So that's really all you need to know chords-wise. The only other thing that I want to review here is the intro that I played in my cover. I tried to, squeeze the melody in there while also playing the chords. I don't think we have time. I don't want this to be like a 20-minute video to go through the intro note by note. But what I will do is I have it tabbed out note for note in the description of this video, so you can follow along there. I'm just going to play through it slowly here. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. There you go, guys. I hope this was helpful. If you have any additional questions about this song, don't hesitate to ask them in the comment section. I'll respond as quickly as I can. And as always, if you have any requests for future covers, guitar lessons, or anything else, feel free to also comment. Hope this was helpful. Hope you guys have a great day.